Off they go then in the first semi-final of the 1500 meters. Coming right across from the outside, that's Alex Kipchirchir, but Arturo Casado is ranging up, so those two men in the lead. Mehdi Bala just tucking in behind. He'll be happy to follow for a little bit. Interesting to see what sort of pace these two, they've gone out. Well, they've taken the lead, but they've not done anything decisive. Steve?
No, it's a bit of an adrenaline rush there when the going goes. They go across, and no one really seems to be taking it up. So this is going to be a bit of a slow race. And they're all bunching up behind. Mehdi Bala's out there in lane 2 or 3, almost out into lane 4, some of these athletes. Coming around the outside there, Rob Myers of America keeping himself out of trouble. In a slow race, that's not a bad thing to do.
He's just in behind Ganetti of Ethiopia.
Casado, that you mentioned earlier, beautifully smooth, relaxed athlete, quite happy to be in the front, and he may be just deciding to keep himself there and move on anything that comes up on his shoulder.
But 61.39, so a slow first 400 meters. All the athletes just happy to run at a reasonable pace there. Kipchirchir wears 5.59, Ganetti 2.67, Myers right on the outside. Nick Willis in the all black of New Zealand is just tucked in behind Casado, and Reyes Estevez with a balding head, well, fourth back on the inside.
Well, they're all coming around now, and you start panicking a little bit when it's as slow as this, especially if you're blocked in on the inside. And Mehdi Bala will have to get himself out, and he does, as I say that, coming wide around.
Yeah, showing mature tactics there, making sure he's not in any trouble with quite a long way to go.
Casada responds again.
So 2 laps to go in the first semi-final. Casado in the lead with Kipchirchir, Mehdi Bala just in behind them. Ganetti on the outside, Willis on the inside, and also up there number 139, Kevin Sullivan of Canada.
Well, as they say, you can almost throw a blanket over this field at the moment. Rui da Silva has come through from the back. He's in the middle of the pack now. Casado has just let everything go. Anytime anybody moves up, he just eases the pace up a little bit more and keeps them at bay.
Rui Silva just taking slightly closer order, tucking in behind Bala, getting ready to utilize his sprint finish.
This is where mistakes are made, from this point to the bell. This is where they've got to get themselves out of the inside position, because when it's as slow as this, everybody is going to sprint. And if you're having to catch up 10 meters or so, you're not going to do it if they're running at 50-second pace. Casado just moves again. You see those long legs just picking up a little bit.
At the bell then in the first semi-final of the 1500 meters. It's been slow. It's 2:47.11. It's Arturo Casado, the youngster from Spain, in the lead of Ganetti of Ethiopia. Willis on the inside, Mehdi Bala on the outside. Rui Silva also poised, and Kipchirchir, but all the field very much still in contention.
Rui da Silva moves up. Casado just matches him stride for stride. The youngster holding the experienced Rui da Silva at second place.
Bala and Willis just in behind those two. Then Kipchirchir, Reyes Estevez now in 6th place. They're fighting hard now, but it's the very promising young Spaniard, the tall Arturo Casado, holding off Rui Silva. Mehdi Bala on the outside. Nick Willis trying to find a way through on the inside. Also coming up fast, it's Kipchirchir of Kenya. First 4 only to go through. Casado has led most of the way, is coming through, but also a late finish from Adil Kaouch. Kaouch takes it from Casado on the inside. Reyes Estevez is also up there with Kipchirchir and Silva. Some of the old heads are up there, Steve. Well, but I think Mehdi Bala was a bit behind.
Yeah, sort that one out. Yeah.
Well, we look back on the finish of this 1500 meters, and Mehdi Bala is the casualty here, the tall Frenchman in 4th place. You can see Casado holding on here. Adil Kaouch is now back in about 7th place, but look at the Moroccan come right through on the outside. Kipchirchir just ahead of him. Silva's okay, Estevez okay as well, but it's Nick Willis missing out in 6th. Kevin Sullivan in 7th, and Mehdi Bala a dispirited 8th place, and I don't think there'll be any fastest losers from this semi-final, so he is out. In any case, he's only 8th, so he's definitely out. Kaouch, Casado, Kipchirchir, Silva and Estevez through to the final.
Well, Mehdi Bala will have to rue the fact that he let that race degenerate into a bit of a 200-meter sprint. There's the result. Kaouch, Casado, Kipchirchir.
So Rob Myers of the U.S. does not qualify.
Peshko, Bengskia, Brennan and Blinko. And the others in this race. Lukazic, Gugero, Janssen and East. Referees make sure the feet. The athletes are behind the line and the gun goes 3 3/4 laps of the track. Well, we'll soon find out if they're determined to make this fast or slow. No one really dashing to the fore there, really. It looks like Bashir moving ahead with Webb just poised on his outside. Well, they're slow. This is amazing, really, I think, as far as I'm concerned, really, because they really should be pushing it on. 3:40 is not fast by any stretch of the imagination for the first semi-final, and Webb is doing a good job again. He did this in the first round, and he's doing it again. He's pushing on. 3 laps to go, and it's the American now that's pushing hard. He's got a gap of about 3 or 4 meters. The reaction time of the others is pretty slow. They're not really starting to pull him back. And with a man of this sort of caliber, you can't afford to let him go too far in front because he'll just keep going.
Well, 58.38, Steve, after ambling along the first, 180 meters or so, that really is a decisive move there by Webb.
Yeah, he's done well. This is a courageous run because it's hard to take out a World Championship semi-final if you know that the others are just going to key off you. So he's got a job to do ahead of him if he's going to work hard, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. Just behind him, as I say, Bashir just working well. Then Janssen. And the others really are just Indian filing at the moment. No one seems to want to make any inroads on this 10-meter gap now as he comes up with 2 laps to go.
Janssen and Ramzi together in 3rd and 4th. Just behind them is Heshko, so he's reasonably poised to use his sprint finish. So Ramzi and Heshko with Webb, the favourites, all reasonably poised. Webb, of course, 1st, Ramzi in 3rd, Heshko in 5th.
Well, Ramzi, I think, will just rely on the fact that he can just ease himself through if it becomes a bit of a sprint, but he's decided not to. He's decided to start picking up the pace a little bit and try and make inroads on Alan Webb out there in front. But Alan Webb has really decided to take it to him. Look at him. This is a solo effort. They're coming up now with just 500 meters to go. Webb looks up at the scoreboard, I'm sure. Ramzi bouncing along just behind. Bashir is still there. Well, the others really have got to rely on the speed, because if these two, Webb and Rashid, just keep going, they're going to be clear. There's the bow.
Rashid looking very impressive, isn't he, Steve? The way he's come up to Webb and going past him, indeed, at the 1,200 meters. We'll take a check on the next time.
Well, that was a good move, but Webb is still hanging on in there. These two are really battling out. They've only got to look at the scoreboard as they go down the back straight to realise that they are some 20 meters clear of the chasing group. But you can see the way, as you said, that Ramzi just pulled himself up to Webb, eased past. I don't know why they're actually pulling as hard as they can. Pedero, it is, coming through in 3rd place. Remember, 5 to qualify. Well, Ramzi, it's clear. Yeah, maybe 7 to qualify if they all run fast. It looks as if they may do. Chasing behind him is Kenza of Algeria. Well, Webb is slowing, but hopefully he's not going to slow too much as they come to the line. He's looking up at the scoreboard. Ramzi take it. Webb there. Hidero 2nd. Just behind them, I think it was Bashir in 3rd or 4th place.
So Alan Webb runs a smart race and gets himself into his first international championship final, but he will have his hands full with the likes of Bashir, Estevez, and Casado. For the men's 1,500-meter final.
Well, one of this man is Alan Webb. He's had to run from the front almost in the heats and the semi-finals to get through. Probably taken quite a lot of it himself, but he's in the final at least. Men's 1,500 meters final. The gun goes 3 3/4 laps. Is there going to be anybody courageous enough to lead through in these sort of conditions? Webb from America comes across. On the inside there, Higuero of Spain just pushes his way forward. Heshko on the inside. Bukenza on the outside of that. It's going to be slow. No one really wants to take it up. Estevez comes around from the back, rushes to the front, but he'll slow again. It's inevitable. Webb moves across, covers the pace. Kipchir just hanging on in lane 2 there. That's the sort of thing. Well, I think this sort of pace will carry on. Maybe I'm not going to be proven wrong, but I think it may be carrying on for a couple of laps, and then someone like Webb will take it up. He'll try and push it on maybe from 700, 800 metres out. That's the best tactics for him, and it will be the most destructive for everybody else. There's some very, very fast men like Heshko, Rui de Silva, and they do not want to be there with you with 200 metres to go, because they'll just go straight past. Ramzi is in the bunch at the moment, making no move. He'll just shadow. Estevez then, black socks, red uniform of Spain. Very slow pace. Watch out for Webb. He's been programmed, I'm sure, to go when he has to. Heshko's there. On the inside, Casada, the tall striding Spaniard, is there. Coming through, Ben Seguir on the outside. Kaouche is also there, but there's Ramzi in the white vest, red shorts. 2 laps to go. At this stage, someone's nerve will break and they'll start making a move over the back straight. Ramzi is in second. Kipchir is in third. Heshko moves through on the inside as Kipchir makes a tactical error and moves wide. It's still Webb working hard. Ramzi has gone past now. Heshko is closing on him and Webb looks across. Ramzi pulling hard. Heshko looks good in second place. Kipchir is trying to close Webb down on the inside. Rui de Silva comes through. The big fast finishers are moving in, but Ramzi is trying the best he can, and he's stretching out. Heshko is trying to close, but the gap remains the same. It's going to be Ramzi. He's pulling hard and he's going away. On the outside, Kaouche is also coming hard as Heshko tires. Ramzi is tiring out in front as Kaouche closes slowly. So too does Rui de Silva. Ramzi is hanging on. Kaouche is closing, Rui de Silva is closing, but they're not going to get there. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 at the end. It is.